Hey everybody, welcome to Seriously Read a Book. My name is John, and today we're going to be reading Junie B Jones and the Yucky Blucky Fruitcake by Barbara Park, illustrated by Denise Brunkus. This one is a funny one, even by Junie B Jones standards. Chapter 1, The Bestest Game Winner. Oh, here's an interesting illustration. What do you think's going on in Junie B Jones's mind there? Does she look happy? Does she look like she's pleased? I always like looking at illustrations and trying to guess what's going on before I actually read the words. The Bestest Game Winner, Chapter 1. My name is Junie B Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice, and that's all. I am in the grade of kindergarten. It is the afternoon kind. Afternoon kindergarten is better than morning kindergarten. That's because you get to sleep late and watch cartoons. Only guess what? Today, my baby brother named Ollie waked me up very too early. He was screaming for his bottle. But screaming is not polite, and so he needed some discipline, I think. I sat up in my bed. Hey! Shut up your face! I hollered. Mother opened my door speedy quick. Her eyes were angry at me. Junie B Jones! What do you think you're doing? She growled. I hid from her under my sheet. I think I'm doing discipline, I said kind of quiet. Please, Junie B, not today, said Mother. Daddy and I need you to be on your best behavior. We both have to go to work early and Grandpa Miller is coming to babysit. Just then I heard the front door open. Grandpa! It's my Grandpa Frank Miller! I shouted. I jumped out of bed and ran to meet him. Only too bad for Grandpa, because he didn't see me coming around the corner, and I accidentally butted him in the stomach with my head. Grandpa Miller yelled the word of oomph! Then he bended way over in half, and me and Mother and Daddy had to help him walk to the couch. Daddy did a frown at me. How many times have we told you not to run in the house? He said. I counted on all my fingers. 1,000,000, trillion, skadillion, I think. Only I'm just guessing. After that, Mother made me sit on her lap, and she told Grandpa Frank Miller, the babysitter, instructions on me. Babysitter instructions is all the stuff I'm not allowed to do. Like no climbing on top of the refrigerator, and no putting lipstick on my dog named Tickle, and no making Ollie lick a potato, except for he didn't actually mind it that much. After the babysitter's instructions, Mother and Daddy kissed me goodbye. Then they went to work. I jumped way high in the air. Oh boy, now they're gone, and so you and me can have fun. Right, Grandpa? Right? I zoomed into the kitchen and climbed on top of the refrigerator. Hey, Grandpa! Come look where I am! Grandpa Miller came in the kitchen. Look how high I am up here! Now I can be king! This is a picture of Junie B Jones straddling the two sides of a refrigerator and talking to her grandpa. Right after her mother gave them instructions that she wasn't allowed to do that. And this can be my throne, and you're my servant named Pinky, and you have to fetch me stuff. And also, I get to hit you on the head with my sword. Grandpa Miller lifted me off the refrigerator and put me back on the floor. Yeah, only I didn't give you permission to do that, Pinky, I said. Sorry, little girl, but you heard the rules, said Grandpa. And anyhow, I have to finish feeding Ollie his breakfast bottle. He went back into the living room. Hey, Grandpa! You just gave me a very great idea, because I think I'll eat my breakfast too. Only I can fix mine all by myself. I hurried up and got the ingredients. Ingredients is the stuff you mix together, like the bowl, and the spoon, and the cereal, and the milk. Except for the milk carton was very too heavy for me, and so I just got the orange juice instead. I put my bowl of cereal on the floor. Then I poured orange juice to the tippy top of it. I took a giant bite. Yum! I said, this is the most delicious breakfast I ever ate. Except for it doesn't actually taste that good. Just then, Grandpa Miller came in the kitchen. He said, "No eating on the floor." "Yeah, but I don't like to sit in my big kitchen chair," I said, "'cause I'm not tall enough to reach the table, and so Mother makes me sit on a telephone book, only that thing hurts my behiney." My grandpa looked in my bowl. "What in the world are you eating?" he asked. "I am eating cereal and orange juice," I told him. "It is very delicious, except for it is going to make me puke, I think." Then Grandpa Frank Miller opened the refrigerator so he could find me a better kind of breakfast. "How about some fruit?" he said. "Yay!" I shouted. "Yay for fruit, because fruit is the bestest thing I love." I folded my hands, very polite. "I would like some bananas and some peaches and some strawberries, please." And so Grandpa sliced all those fruits into a bowl, and he let me eat them in the living room in front of the TV. And I'm not even allowed to do that, only we're not telling Mother. And here's another fun thing. After breakfast, Baby Ollie took his nap, and me and Grandpa Miller played Old Maid, and I winned him 5 whole times in a row. That's because I kept on putting the Old Maid way higher than the rest of the cards, and he kept on picking it. Grandpa Frank Miller is a sucker, I think. Me and him played lots more games, too. Their names were Who Can Skip the Fastest, and Who Can Hop on One Foot the Longest, and also the game of Tic-Tac-Toad. And guess what? I win all those games, too. I'm the bestest game winner in the whole world, I said. Then I run to my room to get ready for kindergarten. First, I put on my favorite pants with the polka dotties on them. Then I found my favorite sweater with the cow on the front. It was in the dirty clothes hamper, only it didn't even stink that much. After that, I combed my hair with my fingers, and I brushed my teeth, except for not the wiggly one. Grandpa made me a sandwich for lunch. Its name was Jack Cheese. I ate it all up. Then I gave him a big kiss and I skipped to my school bus very happy. "I'm the bestest winner! I'm the bestest winner!" I sang real loud, because winning is the funnest thing I love. Chapter 2, Hopping and Racing in Tic-Tac-Toad. I ride the school bus with my bestest friend named Grace. She has curly black hair. That is my favorite kind of head. Also, she has pink high tops with big feet in them. That Grace is a lucky duck, I think. Hey Grace, guess what? Me and my Grandpa Frank Miller played games today, and I winned him at Old Maid and at Hopping and Skipping and Tic-Tac-Toad. And so I'm the bestest game winner in the whole world. That Grace smiled. "Me too," she said. "I'm a good game winner too." I patted her very nice. "Yeah, only you can't be as good as me, Grace, 'cause I said it first, that's why." That Grace did a mad face at me. Then she called me the name of Beanie Head. I patted her again. "You don't take criticism that well, Grace," I said. Just then she got out a pencil and paper from her backpack. She drew a tic-tac-toad. "Now we'll see who the bestest winner really is," she said. "I got X's," I hollered. "I got O's," she hollered. "I go first," I hollered. "I go second," she hollered. Then me and her played tic-tac-toad. "Tic-tac-toad! 3 in a row!" I yelled very fast. "See, Grace? See, I told ya I'm the bestest winner!" That Grace looked at the paper. "But your X's aren't in a row, Junie B," she said. I did a huffy breath at her. "I know, they are not in a row, Grace. That is why I made a curvy line to connect them." That Grace jumped up. "Cheater! Cheater! That's cheating!" she shouted. "The X's have to be in a straight row." Then she passed the tic-tac-toad all around the bus, and all the other kids called me cheater too. Plus a mean boy named Jim called me the name of Nutball. I hate that guy. After that, I scooted way over next to the window all by myself. "I should have took O's," I whispered, very disappointed. Pretty soon the bus pulled into my school parking lot. I hurried off that thing speedy quick. "Hey, Junie B, wait up!" yelled that Grace. "You and me can skip to the swing set together. Want to?" And so all of a sudden, I felt happy inside again. 'Cause skipping is my bestest game. I could creamer it that, I think. "Hey, Grace!" I hollered. "You and me can have a skipping race. The first one to the swings is the winner." I took a big breath. "Ready, get set, go!" I shouted, except for that Grace wasn't actually off the bus yet. Only that's not my problem. I skipped as fast as a speeding rocket. I'm winning, I shouted, very thrilled. But just then that Grace skipped right past me. "Hi, Junie B." "Bye, Junie B," she said. Then she touched the swing set before I did. I won, she yelled. "I beat you at skipping. I told you I was a good game winner." I stamped my foot at her. "No, you are not a good game winner, Grace," I said, "because your feet are way gianter than mine, and also you have pink high tops, so this race was not fair and square." That Grace stuck her tongue out at me. "That is not attractive of you, madame," I said. Then I turned around and I saw my other bestest friend named Lucille. I run to her speedy quick. "Hey, Lucille, it's me. It's your bestest friend, Junie B. Jones. Let's not play with that Grace, okay? Let's just play by ourselves, because you and me can have a hopping contest and we can see who's the bestest hopper." Lucille fluffed her lacy dress. "Okay, but I'm not allowed to get sweaty, and also I must be careful of my fingernails." She showed them to me. "See, the manicure lady painted them apricot ice. See how beauteous they are?" Yeah, whatever," I said, not looking. I took a giant breath. "Ready, get set, go!" I shouted. Then me and Lucille started hopping on one foot. We hopped and hopped and hopped, only it wasn't as fun as hopping with Grandpa Miller on account of Lucille didn't get tired and fall over. "Look, Junie B," she said very squealy. "Look how bouncy I am. This is fun, isn't it?" I wiped my sweating head. "Yeah, only it would be funner if you fell over now, Lucille, because I just had a skipping contest with that Grace and I'm a little pooped here." "Look, Junie B," she said again. "Look how my fluffy skirt bounces over my head when I hop way high." Here's a picture of Junie B and Lucille having a hopping contest. How do you think Junie B is feeling right there? How about Lucille? My face felt hottish and reddish. "I can see your underpants, Lucille," I told her. Only that dumb Lucille didn't even care if I could see her underpants. She just kept on hopping and hopping. Finally, I got tired and fell over. "Yay, yay!" shouted Lucille. I'm the winner of hopping!" Just then the school bell rang and everybody ran into room 9. Except for not me. I walked very slow, all by myself. Mrs. was standing outside room 9. Mrs. is the name of my teacher. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs. And that's all. She smiled at me. "Why so glum today, Junie B?" she asked. "'Cause people keep on beating me at all my games, that's why. And so now I'm not the bestest winner anymore," I said. Then I went to my seat, and I put my head down on my table. On account of glum is when the happy is gone right out of you. Chapter 3, all about carnivals. Mrs. took attendance. Attendance is when you say the word, "Here!" Only I didn't feel like saying it, so I just raised my hand very flimsy. "Are you feeling all right, Junie B?" Mrs. asked. "She's okay," said Lucille. "She's just mad because I beat her at hopping." "Yeah, only I already explained that to you, madame!" I shouted at Lucille's face. Mrs. clapped her loud hands at me. "Junie B. Jones, that will be enough of that," she said. I put my head on my table again. "This day is a bummer," I whispered to just myself. Mrs. stood up at her desk. "Boys and girls, may I have your attention, please? I would like to talk to you about a special night coming up at school on Friday. It's called Carnival Night. Does anyone know what a carnival is?" I do, said that gem I hate. A carnival is like what they have at the state fair every year. There's lots of rides there, like the Ferris wheel and the tilt-a-whirl and the bumper cars. Yeah, and there's a shooting gallery with fake ducks, said Jamal Hall. And there's cotton candy that rots your teeth by eating big black holes in your protective tooth enamel, said a boy I love named Ricardo. Ricardo's mother is a dentist, I think. After that, a crybaby boy named William stood up very shy. And he said one time he rode the scary roller coaster and he didn't even cry that much, except for he accidentally threw up his chili dog. Then Polly Allen Puffer told about carnival food that he threw up too, like a candy apple and caramel popcorn and a rubber band. Except for that is not food, that is office supplies. I raised my hand. Carnivals are rip-offs, I said. Because one time my daddy kept on trying to knock over 3 bottles with the ball, and even when he hit them, they wouldn't fall down, and so he and Mother had to call the cops and also Eyewitness News at 6 and 10. Mrs. laughed out loud. Yeah, only that is not a laughing matter, I told her. She stopped smiling. No, of course it isn't, she said. But I promise that nothing like that will happen at our school's Carnival Night, Junie B. All the games are going to be run by the parents and teachers, and there will be hundreds of prizes to win. I sat up a little bit straighter. Hundreds? I said. Hundreds, she said. Yeah, only I don't even know how to win them, I said. And so Mrs. got out a piece of paper that told all about the carnival games. Well, let's see, she said. It says there will be a fishing booth, a penny toss, a moonwalk tent, a putting green, clothespins in the bottle, a basketball chute, a ring toss, and a booth where you can throw wet sponges at our principal's face. Just then room 9 started laughing very much because throwing sponges at principal is a dream come true. That's why. Mrs. kept on reading. It also says that Mrs. Hall, the art teacher, will be painting faces in the art room. And in our very own room 9, there's going to be a cakewalk. I jumped right out of my chair. Hey, guess what? Walking on cake is the funnest thing I love. Because one time at a picnic, I stepped on my grandpa's Little Debbie snack with bare feet, and the creamy filling was very squishing between my toes. Goonie, shouted out that Jim I hate. You Goonie Bird Jones. You don't walk on cake. A cakewalk is a game where you win a cake. Right, teacher? Right? Mrs. made squinting eyes at him. Yes, Jim, but we do not call people Goonie birds. Calling people names is rude. Plus, if you want to make a comment, I would appreciate it if you would politely raise your hand. Like me, right, Mrs.? I hollered out. 'Cause I raised my hand very polite when I told you that carnivals were rip-offs. Remember that? Then a lot of other kids shouted out that they were very polite too. And so I had to stand up on my chair so Mrs. could hear me. Yeah, only they can't be as polite as me. Right, Mrs.? 'Cause I said it first. Right? Right? Then Mrs. rubbed her head for a very long time, and also she took an aspirin. There's a picture of total chaos in room 9. All kids shouting, teacher probably wishing that she had chosen a different career. Chapter 4, very practicing. After school, I run all the way home from my bus stop. That's because Grandma Miller babysits me in the afternoon, and I wanted to tell her about Carnival Night. Hey, Grandma Miller! It's me, it's Junie B. Jones, your grand girl. I've got some important news for you. There's gonna be a carnival at my school, and I can win 100 prizes at that thing. Grandma Miller hurried out of Baby Ollie's room. She looked grumpy at me. Shh! Junie B! Not so loud. I just put the baby down for his nap. My shoulders got very slumping. Yeah, only I'm excited down here, Helen, I said. Then Grandma smiled a little bit, and she hugged me hello. And she said not to call her Helen. Yeah, only I didn't even tell you the bestest part, I said, 'cause Mrs. read me the kind of games they're gonna play, and so now I can practice them at home, and I will be the bestest game winner of anyone. I hurried to the laundry room to get the clothespins. They're gonna have a game where you drop clothespins in a bottle, I hollered to Grandma, except for I can't find a bottle in this whole big laundry room, so I'm just gonna drop these clothespins in a bucket, 'cause that will give me the feel of it, I think. I got the bucket away from the mop, then I dropped all my clothespins right in that thing. Hey Grandma! I did it! I did it! I dropped every single clothespin in this big bucket, and I didn't even miss one of them. I am a breeze at this game. I ran back to her. Now I need some pennies to practice the penny toss, I said. And so Grandma Miller gave me all her pennies, and I ran back and I threw those guys in the bucket too. And here's another fun thing. When Mother came home from work, she showed me how to putt with a real actual golf club. Only no golf balls in the house. So I just putted a grapefruit and also a dinner roll. And guess what? That night at dinner, I didn't even growl about sitting on the telephone book because everything was going my way. That's why. Here's a picture of Junie B with a golf club putting. Can you tell what she's putting there? How would you guess she's feeling now in that picture? Looks like she's putting both a dinner roll and a grapefruit. And she's wearing her polka dotties pants. After we ate, Mother and Daddy cleaned up the dishes together. They weren't even paying attention to me. That's how come I sneaked into the bathroom to practice another game. Its name is Throwing Sponges at Principal. First, I got the sponge from under the sink. Then I made it soaky wet with water. Ready, aim, fire, I said. Then I throwed the sponge with all my might. It splashed right in the middle of the toilet pot. Bullseye! I made a bullseye! I hollered real excited. Only just then, I heard a knock at the door. Junie B? What are you doing in there? Open the door. Oh no, it was Mother. I was in big trouble, I think. My heart got very pumping on account of I'm not actually allowed to play in the toilet. So I quick flushed the sponge down the pot. Only too bad for me because that dumb thing got stuck in the hole and the water kept on getting higher and higher and then it run right over the top. Mother banged harder. I said, open the door. I did a gulp. Yeah, only it's a little bit splashy in here right now, I explained kind of quiet. Mother unlocked the door with a key. I smiled very pleasant. Hello, how are you today? I said. Mother hollered the name of Robert! Robert is my daddy, except for sometimes he is Bob. He came running in there. Well, good night, folks, I said. That's when I tried to sneak out of there, but Mother held on to my shirt, and so even when I kept on walking, I kept on staying. She made me help her and Daddy dry up the water with towels. After that, I had to take a bath. Only I don't know why, because I was already wet from the toilet. After my bath, Mother tucked me into bed. Me and her had a little talk. Look, Junie B, Daddy and I know you're excited about the carnival, she said, and we also know you're having fun practicing the games, but you're worrying too much about winning. Nobody can win all the time, right? She said. Right, I said. And besides, the fun of a school carnival isn't whether you win or lose, she said. The fun of a school carnival is just playing the games in the first place, right? She said. Right, I said. So we'll go to Carnival Night on Friday, and we'll have a great time, and we won't worry if we don't win any prizes at all, right? She said. Right, I said. Mother kissed me goodnight. See you in the morning, she said. Right, I said. After she closed my door, I waited for her feet to walk away. Then I quick took out my flashlight from under my pillow, and I shined it all around my room. First, I shined it on my dresser. Then I shined it on my toy box. Then I shined it on my brand new bookshelf Daddy made me. I smiled and smiled. That's where I'm going to put them, I whispered to just myself. That is where I'm going to put my 100 prizes. And that was part 1 of Junie B. Jones and the Yucky Blucky Fruitcake by Barbara Park, illustrated by Denise Brunkus. I hope you enjoyed that. I had a great time reading it to you. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and click the bell. And YouTube will let you know when we upload stuff.